Yes, my name is Trishit Banerjee. People call me Tori here, and I'm from India. The way I met this company was through Yamane-san, who is the boss. And in 2020, we met because he had started his company and he wanted to do tours in this region, focus not just on the disaster, but about the history and the culture of the area. I was helping in the translation and I was an intern. And I really liked the kind of work he was doing and was interested to actually work here.
Hi, so my name is Swastika Jaju, and in Japan, most people call me Suwa. So I was invited on a tour here in Futaba by Trishit in 2021 in January, and that was my first time here in the region, first time learning about the disaster. But I think the walking tour specifically left an impact on me, which inspired me to kind of get in touch again with Yamane-san and see if I can contribute in whatever way, maybe as an intern, because I was also studying linguistics, and Japanese has always been my passion. So I thought maybe I could assist with translation or interpretation.
So Tomioka Winery is one of the partners we work with in this region. And the way we have been able to actually involve them in a lot of the tours, let's say, we have been doing, is to actually share their business philosophy. Of course, Tomioka Winery is well known for the amount of fans it has literally made for itself in its wine production process and the restaurant and the other kind of work it has been doing. But they also have very interesting business philosophy, which the CEO, Mr. Shubhanendu, always highlights something called a Sengi Kori, which is justice before profit. But we were able to actually team up with them, and we were able to interview them and create the case study for a group of Indian students who were visiting us last year, came and visited the Tomioka winery, and in the end they made a presentation of how they can probably scale the operations of Tomioka winery and do some collaborations and maybe do a winery in India, for example. In the beginning, they were producing largely white wines because they wanted to pair with the Joban Mono, or the wonderful fish that we have from this region. So it is also very important to see that how these kind of smaller industries are trying to think of larger community in the context of larger community and not for their self-centered profits. So I think these kind of learnings and education helps us really connect with a lot of the visitors, and this partnership has been quite fruitful for us.
My first meeting, so to say, with samurai garlic was when I had the ninniku miso, or the garlic miso onigiri, that served at an onigiri shop called En in Namie. And I took a bite of the onigiri and I thought to myself immediately, this is the best onigiri I've ever had. That's when the owner of the shop told me that it's actually a special kind of garlic that's being locally cultivated. And I had the chance to meet Sayaka-san, who's the one that's cultivating this garlic later as part of some of our company meetings. I realized that she actually has a home that dates to the Meiji era, so it's 150 years old now. And because we're working in tourism, we also reached out to her asking if maybe we could bring our groups here to let them see a more classical, cultural part of Japan, while also learning the story of how agriculture is being used for revitalization. Because the Eye of Samurai garlic is rooted in the culture of eating katsuo with garlic in this region. And because samurai garlic is the name, it kind of links to katsu, which means winning, and o, which is otoko. So you have the winning men or samurai eating katsu with this special garlic. So she kind of found the idea for starting samurai garlic in this philosophy. It's really cool because it's not just garlic. She also decided to see what else you could do with it. She decided to ferment her garlic and make black garlic, which is again something that I was very fascinated by.
It's not just about the pleasure I get from the work I'm doing, but just being able to appreciate the little things of the everyday life here in this region. So I think the way I see my learning from here in Hamadori is that it helps me become a better global citizen. In a sense, because it helps me teach how to interact with others and how people can have different opinions and how you actually work with them, making sure that everybody gets what they actually deserve and what they can actually achieve.
As an Ijusha or as an immigrant, I feel like there's so much that I need to learn. Of course, I have my own history and culture and background and whatnot with me. But I feel like if I don't have the opportunity to interact with the people that have been here, it will create this gap that can become difficult to bridge. So I just hope that we continue to keep having these opportunities. Manisan often says that the work we do here, it is regenerative tourism. So it's contributing to the livelihood of people who stay here. And when we think about tourism, I think, especially because Japan is facing the problem of over-tourism right now, feels like a very extractive process where you kind of take from the region and you're not really, giving back. So I feel like staying here and, like Tusha was saying, working in a post-disaster context constantly makes us question about what our role is in terms of really participating in local community efforts.